It is clear after reading this book that Shauna Lawless knows how to blend historical fiction and fantasy into such a wonderful story. Quick synopsis of this book: The Children of Gods and Fighting Men is the first in the Gale Song trilogy, and we find ourselves in 10th century Ireland, where the country is on the verge of war, along with a supernatural rivalry between the Fomorians and the Tuatha De Danann. Gormla, a Fomorian, will do absolutely anything to ensure the survival of herself and her son, and Fola, a healer within the Tuatha De Danann, is used as a pawn to spy on powerful dealings between mortal men. Both of these women are wrapped up in the chaos of power dealings and war, and this is only the beginning. This book does such a great job of blending fantasy with historical fiction, and I need that when I'm reading a historical fiction book. I need that fantastical magical element that this book provided. And speaking of that magical element, it is done so well in this book. It is not seen very often, which I actually prefer, and when it is seen, I absolutely love it. I'll be honest, it took me a little bit to warm up to the two main characters in this book. Fola, she did nothing wrong. She did everything right, but she didn't have this intangible X factor that I needed to connect to her sooner than what I did. And with Gormla, I truly struggled with this character. Anytime that she made an appearance, a very specific Disney villain kept popping in my head, and I could not take her seriously because of this until about the halfway point. And then something happened and it clicked, and I was able to connect to these characters and able to be invested in this story. These characters are so well done because they're not in the category of right and wrong. They're in this beautiful space of flawed gray, and we may not approve of their actions, but we see that they are justifiable. This book is laden with political dealings. We have Fola, who will stop at nothing in order to make sure that her son is set in a high position of power, and she positions herself in every opportunity to make sure that this happens. And then we have Fola, who is a pawn in the Tuatha De Danann's plan in order to observe mortals, but she has been strictly informed to remain detached and objective through all of this. And because of this book is quite slow. It is not a fast-paced book, but it feels like it is building to something more. And at the very end, we do see some wonderful action sequences, and that leads me to believe that the subsequent books are going to be a faster pace. The Children of Gods and Fighting Men is a solid start to what is shaping out to be such a fantastical series. So if you like historical fiction with fantastical and magical elements, then The Children of Gods and Fighting Men absolutely needs to be on your radar.